Hello friends, this video is about the provisions of Section 36 AD of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. There are many bank officers and employees who are now concerned about this act because if they are participating in the proposed nationwide strike on 15th and 16th of March, they will be violating the provisions of this act, and violation of this act is an offence which may lead even to imprisonment of the striking employee or officer. In fact, this section of the Act is termed as a draconian act by the trade union leaders. So what will happen if government decides to invoke provisions of this act against bankers who joined the strike on 15 and 16 of March 2021? The agitations and strike programs have been called by UFBU demanding strengthening of public sector banks and more importantly against the proposed privatization of public sector banks and also against retrograde banking reforms. The agitations, demonstrations, processions and street corner meetings have been going on for some time now after the government announced its plans to privatize two public sector banks. Now it is rumored that the centre may even go for disinvestment in 4 public sector banks, not 2 as announced earlier. In the meantime, IBOC, the Officers Association, has warned the members that the government may make every effort to sabotage the agitation and strike programs. The bank managements and governments are certain to use every mean and decisive tactic to break the agitation programs. Every attempt will be made to divide the members on the basis of cadre, grade, scales and designations. Every act will be misquoted, misinterpreted and used as a threat, IBOC cautions the members. One of the tools the government uses on such situations is the threat of invoking Section 36 AD of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. This act was inserted in the Act by the Banking Laws Amendment Act 1968. It is admittedly a draconian act which is used by the government to create fear among the bank employees who are forced to go on strike against the anti-people policies of the government. IBOC in their circular issued on 9th March has tried to allay the fears of the ordinary members in this context by explaining the meaning and implications of Section 36 AD of the Banking Regulation Act. Let's see the explanations and clarifications given by IBOC in this respect. Section 36 AD states that no person shall obstruct any person from lawfully entering or leaving any office or place of business of a banking company or from carrying on any business there, or hold within the office or place of business of any banking company any demonstration which is violent or which prevents or is calculated to prevent the transaction of normal business by the banking company, or act in any manner calculated to undermine the confidence of the depositors in the banking company. Then, whoever contravenes any provisions of subsection 1 without any reasonable excuse shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months or with fine which may extend to 1000 rupees or with both. As you have now seen, any violation of the above provisions will be an offence which may invite imprisonment up to 6 months with or without fine. In the circular, IBOC is trying to convince the membership that the provisions of Section 36 AD cannot be invoked, though the government is trying to threaten the employees often. They also try to clarify and amplify their position and seek to substantiate their stand in detail in the circular. IBOC makes it clear that the usage of no person shall in the Act indicates that it cannot be applied only to one particular section, that is, officers in isolation. The word person includes even a common man if only what is stated later in the section is satisfied. When the action is a mass action, the yardstick cannot be different for different segments of employees. Regarding clause B, IBOC argues that in the past also the union members have not obstructed anyone from lawfully entering, leaving or working at the office premises. The fact that executives in top executive grade enter the office and work on strike days stands testimony that they have not obstructed anyone from doing so. Further, in the history of banking trade unionism, none of the bank strikes has at any point of time been violent. Now regarding clause C, the bankers' strike has never been to undermine the banks or the confidence of the customers. In fact, each of the strikes has the larger interest of the banking industry, customers and common man, in addition to highlighting the association's demand for betterment of members' service conditions. Finally, IBOC points out that the agitations are not without reasonable excuse. The demands are genuine and substantiated. Efforts have been made with the competent authorities to draw attention to the members' demands. Due notices have been served. Conciliation process has been held before Central Labour Commissioner. The extent processes have been duly followed. Beyond all, the strikes or agitations have always been peaceful, benign act of expressing dissent, dissatisfaction. The associations have more than reasonable excuse as the demands encompass the members' service and working conditions. So, in the light of the above explanations, IBOC reassures its members that the provisions of Section 36 AD cannot be invoked in reality, but is being used as a threat and strike-breaking exercise on the part of the state. The circular also goes on to explain in detail the background of the surreptitiously inserted clause 36 AD and the assurances made by the lawmakers in the floor of the Parliament, which makes it amply clear that this section should not be used to intimidate employees and officers and scuttle the legitimate trade union rights. It should not be used to prohibit lawful strikes and other legitimate and peaceful means of ventilating grievances. In short, threatening the bankmen of invoking Section 36 AD is unfair and is out of context, and it only shows how vitiated the thinking of the management of the banks has become. Therefore, IBOC is appealing to all bankmen, including senior officers and executives, to wholeheartedly and actively support the cause, which is a struggle for their own existence. Because PSUs belong to the billions and billions of this country and shall not be subjugated in the hands of a handful of billionaires. Thank you.